will have the courage to sign up to run to represent the city of Jackson. It is very important to have great representation for our city and our state. But again, let's give them a round of applause because they are putting themselves out there in service. All right, next we'll have Pastor Cook come to bring greetings and prayer.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephen Cook, and I serve as a senior pastor here at Anderson United Methodist Church. I want you to look at your neighbor. That's the person next to you, on your left or right, in front or behind you, and say to your neighbor tonight, I'm glad that you're here. Amen, amen, amen. I welcome you to this place where we worship God in the beauty of holiness. I welcome you to this place where we encourage people along life's journey. I welcome you to this place where love of God and love of neighbor is regularly expressed. I welcome you to this place where we have open hearts, open minds, and we still believe in opening up the doors of the church. I welcome you to this place of mercy, loving kindness, and grace. I welcome you to this place where we go out and tell people about the name that is above every name. So I welcome you here tonight. With that said, I want to ask everyone to bow your heads for an opening prayer. Lord God, we thank you for this awesome opportunity you give us to be together for this purposeful meeting. And Lord, we pray for all those who have entered into this building and all our candidates, oh God, who sit at the table tonight. God, you lead us to the places in which you call for us to stand, places you call for us to sit, and even where you call for us to tread our feet. And we pray for blessings upon this gathering. Let it be all what you intend for it to be. May we be informed, and may we make wise decisions when we go to the voting booth. We ask this in your name, we pray. Hallelujah. Amen.
Next, we'll have Representative Justice Gibbs come bring greetings. Yeah, he's new, and I'm trying to mentor him and make sure he does what he's supposed to do.
Thank you to my chairman, Chris Bell, who's doing a fantastic job as our chairman of the Mississippi Legislative Black Caucus. It's an honor, seriously, to work under you and the things that you've done within your first year. But I wanted to say hello to everybody and good evening to Ward 2. Which is portions of District 72. This is a very, very important time for our city. And I am just, again, elated to see that we have multiple candidates here in front of us that are highly qualified. Being a public official, doing this type of work is not an easy task. But I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that we have a lot of folks here that will be able to broadcast this for those who are not able to make it tonight. But again, the aspect of being a city councilman or a city councilwoman is working with your state legislators, your municipal government, other members of government, as well as our county board of supervisors, and we are all one big team. We are all on the same team. And so that's what I hope to hear tonight. And again, thank you guys again for offering yourselves.
Okay, so we're going to start with introductions of the candidates. They'll have 2 minutes to introduce themselves and provide a brief statement of their qualifications and why they want to run. And we will start off right now.
Good evening. I am Dr. Catherine Robinson, but you all can call me Catherine. I am a native of Jackson, Mississippi, where I was groomed in Ward 2. I attended Robert M. Calloway High School and Tougaloo College, where I got a bachelor's in arts and political science. My love for my city runs deep. And as you all know, Jackson is the city of soul. And since I was a little girl, I've watched my mother, who is an advocate for civil rights, go into work, and once she took sick, she was forced to retire. So I knew then that I wanted to educate both sides, the employer and the employee. So for years, I've worked as an advocate for equal opportunity. I'm also the former city union representative for the city of Jackson, what I help to do educating the employer and the employees on the rights of knowing their rights and equal opportunities. So I say here today that if you vote for me, we will definitely have transparency and vigilance within the city. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Marcus Cheatham, running for Ward 2 City Council. So born and raised in Jackson, 48 years I've been a resident and homeowner, or lived in the city of Jackson for 48 years. Attended Callaway, as she did. Went on to Alcorn State University. I have a degree in business and secondary education. Also, I have a degree in strategic studies from the Air Force War College. I did 31 years in the military, Iraq, Afghanistan, you name it, I've done it. My last 4 years was at the Pentagon. I retired as a colonel in 2023. Why I want to run? So two things. One, I've seen how the changes have affected Jackson over the years, and I want to address those changes. It hurts my heart when I see that, and I want to make sure that we give back. Second thing, a lot of you know my uncles, Walter and Thomas Cheatham. They gave back to the youth and community at Grove Park, and I watched them over the years, give blood, sweat, and tears, and I want to follow in their footsteps. I want to continue on that path and make sure that Jackson thrives again. On October 1st, I'm asking for your vote. Vote Marcus Cheatham. Thank you.
Good evening. Wow, 2 minutes? Okay. My name is Brian Mosee Sr. I'm running for Ward 2 City Councilor here. Give you a little bit about my background. Born and raised here in the city of Jackson. Graduated from Provine High School and attended Jackson State where I studied business management. For 46 years, I've been into the retail business. 23 years with Jit & Jungle Stores of America. 5 years with Fred Stores Pharmacy as executive of the district manager. And currently now at CVS Pharmacy, going on 18 years. With all the experience that I have, that is what Ward 2 needs, is strong leadership, a business-minded person, and someone who serves with integrity. And that is what I plan to bring to the table and to Ward 2, is the strong leadership. So it's time to bring all that, the talent that I have in the retail world, bring it back into my city and my ward to make Ward 2 strong and bring the unity back into the ward. That's what I plan. Why I'm actually running for that is when I drive through the city, my city, especially Ward 2, it's a lot has changed. And instead of sitting around and complaining, I want to be the part of the solution to help get Jackson and Ward 2 back. I'm looking forward to working with the resident of Ward 2. You can count on me. It's time to go to work. Let's do this together. Thank you.
It's a great day in Ward 2. Oh wow. Okay. Did that wake y'all up? It's a great day in Ward 2, right? It's a great day in Ward 2, right? That's right, and it only goes up from here. Hello? My name is Celestial Gordon Griffin. I am a proud daughter of this city, a proud resident of Presidential Hills, where I've been just about all of my life. A graduate of Callaway High School and, Jackson State, the Tougaloo College. Tougaloo? Okay, now, come on, y'all. Y'all got to wake up. If anything dead, it needs to be buried. I'm running for this race, not for me, but for our children. I tell everybody, and I joke about it, when they were talking about the school closures, I was giving JPS so much of the H word, y'all know that H word, that they made me parent of the year. I think it was to shut me up, I don't know. But advocating for our future. The Bible tells us to leave an inheritance for our children. If something was to happen to all of us right now, where would our children be in the state of Jackson? So it's going to take brave leadership. It's going to take courageous leadership. And by God, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. I stand not just here as myself. I stand for you all. And when we get ready to advocate for the things that we need in Ward 2, I need all of your beautiful faces to stand with me as we do this, because I can't do anything by myself. I do it for all of you all. We know we have infrastructure problems. We know we have drainage problems. We know we have trees that are almost in the street, and sometimes you can't even turn out of your neighborhoods to the highways or to the byways. So we have a lot of work to do, Ward 2. And I've already written a 100-day plan. Hello, did y'all hear me? I've already written a 100-day plan on how we are going to get it done, but we have to get it done together. All these beautiful faces up here with me, I want us to unite and work, because we should be sick and tired of being sick and tired of the way our city looks. It is up to us to band together. We're going to join forces like Voltron. We're going to band together and get our city moving in the right direction, not just for us, but for our children. I am Celestial Gordon Griffin, and on October 1st, I need your vote. I need your support, and most importantly, I need your prayers. I want you all to cover me when I take this seat, because it's going to take all of us working together to bring Ward 2 to where we need to be. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Cheryl Matori, and I would like to first thank the leader of this church and the church members for allowing us to come in and oh, okay. Can y'all hear me? Oh, you can? Okay, I'm sorry. I would like to thank the leader and the church members for allowing us to come in to be seen and be heard. I would like to say greetings to my candidates, greetings, and I would like to say a special thank you for Mr. Cheatham for his service in serving our country. And again, I am Cheryl Matori, and I am a long life citizen of the Tougaloo community. And I stand before you as a Ward 2 candidate, and I will tell you why I'll be the best candidate for this job. But first, I would like to thank you all once again for having us here. I am the first female sheriff, undersheriff, I'm sorry, of Hinds County. And I've been in law enforcement for 29 years. And I've been on this battlefield a long time. I am now currently a crime scene investigator with the city of Jackson. And I am out there on the streets battling and fighting for you, the citizens, here while you're asleep. Ward 2 needs a councilman or council person that will stand up and fight, because our crime is taking over. Now, crime is so running rapid. Just because it's not at your door doesn't mean that it's not coming. And we need to prepare for that. And I have the plans in place to prepare for this crime. And not only does that, I know it's a lot of other things that our ward is lacking that we do not have. I know we spoke of the roads and all the infrastructure. I know that. But you hear me? It's good? Okay. But I do plan to fight for this crime and stand up for Ward 2. And I'm asking you to stand with me and vote for me as your city council person. And with this race need to be ran together. I plan to stand before our councils and not to fight with them, because that's not my job, to fight with the councils. It's to work together. And we have plans, and I feel that we, on the council seat, if we all stand together, we can fight a force. We are a force to be reckoned with if we're together. But if we're separate, I don't know what happened, but we all separated. So if you would, on October the 1st, vote Cheryl Mattori for City Council Ward 2.
Good afternoon. I'm Montina Clay. I'm a citizen of Ward 2. I've been in this ward for 30 years. I've worked as a State Farm agent for the past 34 years. I grew up in West Jackson near WOKJ. There was a creek in my backyard. I've been attending the meetings recently about the watersheds, so I've learned a lot about watersheds and what they do, and a lot of Ward 2 was affected by the watershed. My dad had no formal education, but he made sure we all got a good education. There are 2 PhDs in my family. 3 of us have masters. Everybody's been to college. I know the value of education. I know the value of working. We used to clean used bricks, straighten nails, etc., resell different things in the community. I worked at Vickers, and I took my lunch every day. I was happy to be in a plant as a chemist, and I've worked with State Farm for the last 34 years, like I said, and I made it to number 6 in the country. And I take pride in the things I've done in the community. You may not know a lot of things that I've done in the community, but I'm very active in the community. I believe in eating healthy to address food shortages, etc. And 18 months ago, I had open heart surgery, and I think this is something God has led me to do, and I have the time and resources to give back to the community. Thank you.
All right, so we have heard from all of the candidates, and again, thank you for doing what you are doing today. First question, simple question. Explain the role of a city council person. We'll start left to right.
As a city council representative, we are the voice for the people. We come together, our objective is to represent all wards, to make sure that the people in the city of Jackson are valued and that we hear their concerns, and that we are implementing policies that are beneficial for the residents of the city of Jackson and not taken away from the residents of the city of Jackson.
Okay, first off, a lot of people think that we are policemen or public work supervisors. That's not the role of a councilman. So, first of all, we're the legislative branch of city government. We work with the mayor and other councilmen to ensure that policies and laws are enforced. We support the goals and projects for the ward, and as my other candidate to my right said, we are the voice for the people. So that's what we are.
The responsibility of a city councilor, first of all, is to actually be the eyes and ears and the support of the resident here in Ward 2. By being out there in the fields, I feel their pain, I feel their suffering, and what they're actually going through, and what they actually is telling me that is wrong with in their ward. To me, the city council also is being able to accurately and doing the right budget for the city, and doing the business of the city and plus Ward 2. The role of is holding one accountable for their actions. You say you gonna do the work, it needs someone that can represent Ward 2 to make that call and hold one accountable for it and follow up and making sure things get done on a timely base schedule. And also the role is unity. It's making sure that we all working together for the city of Jackson, always keep the city of Jackson on their mind in addition to Ward 2.
Thank you. That's a very good question. So we know the biggest role is advocating, right? I will be your voice. We will meet quarterly, monthly, however you deem necessary when you have issues. I'll be accessible where you can meet with me and we can talk about what your needs are in your area. So we know that's one part of it. But there is so much potential in this position where we can really elevate our ward, and that's working together. So we know that the role is to advocate, and we talk and we work and build relationships, and that's the most important thing, building relationships. You have to have someone in this seat that can work with everyone. Hello? You have to have someone in this seat that can work with everyone, not just their picks and chooses, because here in Jackson, we've gotten into a little thing where we have our cliques. We only want to work with this person or that person. That doesn't serve our ward. I don't serve just Celestial. I will serve all of you. So whose interest do I put first at all times? Yours. I can't stand Donald Trump, but if Donald Trump said, Celestial, I give you $10 million for Ward 2, guess what? How you doing, 45? So glad to see you. So we have to look at those things, and when we think about what this role is, your role is not to just serve you, and your role is not to sit pretty. Your role is to work. You are supposed to be a servant leader. And if you don't know how to serve, this is not the seat for you.
All right, our duties as a councilman is to make laws and bylaws to make sure those rules and laws are actually being carried out. Also, it's to see that our budget is being balanced and used in areas where it is definitely needed. That's all over, but I only speak for Ward 2. So as a council person, I will step in and I will speak out, like I said, and I will fight for Ward 2 because we have been lacking for a while, things that we actually need. And I've heard the cries for years for Ward 2. And our duties are not to fight with the mayor, but it's also to get along with the councilmen, as I said before, and work together. And because it's going to take all of us to actually put Ward 2 and others, but we're speaking of Ward 2 today, where it needs to be.
Thank you. The role of the city council person is to create laws, approve the budget, oversee appointments, and there are many appointments. Right now, we need a school board rep in our ward, promote economic development, and secure. You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on up here. This child is making faces continuously at me, okay? So her mom is telling her and telling us about taking care of children, so this should not be going on right now, okay? So I'm looking directly at her, and she's doing it, okay? So I just wanted to let you guys know.
Let's not do that. Let's go ahead with the question. Thank you.
Sorry about that. Ensuring safety, ordering elections, levying taxes, authorizing improvements, and approving contracts.
All right. Thank you. So we will, understanding that we are a city that is basically in a food desert. If you look around your various communities, your wards that you live in, I know we are Ward 2, but if you look around Ward 3, Ward 4, we are in a food desert where we do not have a grocery store in our communities, especially in South Jackson. So my next question to the panel, starting with Ms. Tina Clay, would be, what type of plan would you bring to the city council to solve the food desert issue that we have here in the city of Jackson?
Excuse me, we are not in South Jackson, so please do not direct your answer to South Jackson.
I'm sorry, I get it, but the whole question is about food deserts. Go ahead, Tina.
Or North Jackson.
Tina.
Okay, The whole state of Mississippi is a food desert, if you look at it by definition, okay? We do not have grocery stores accessible to everyone within 1 mile of their residence. So what I would propose for Ward 2 is to take advantage of organic gardening or gardening to provide fresh fruits and vegetables to the citizens of Ward 2, to reach out to investors in Ward 2. We have a lot of people in Ward 2 that can afford to invest in a grocery store if we really want a grocery store in Ward 2. That is not the city's responsibility. I think with the relationships that I have with the business world, we could reach out with the skills at this table in terms of retail. We could reach out and get a grocery store in our ward if that's something we really want. We could do a farmer's market, etc.
All right, the food desert. Food desert, it sounds good. It really does. And we do need one. And we, in Ward 2, because we used to have one a long time ago. I remember Brahms, I think the name of it was, in over by Watkins Drive, when we used to stop at after church. I remember that, and we do need one. But I've already stressed, crime is an issue, and that is the first course of business that I plan to implement when I'm in office, because I have plans for that, to cut this crime. Because we can have a food desert, we can have shopping malls, we can have whatever that you need to bring resources to Ward 2. But if we do that now, we're going to be bringing sheep to the slaughter, because they're not going to stay here, because they're not going to be safe, they're not going to feel safe, and you're not going to be safe going out there to the food desert here in Ward 2 if we don't get a hold of this crime. So I do have the resources to actually bring food deserts and other stores to Ward 2 because I have on the state, federal, and the state, federal, and areas here locally, I do have those resources. But first, we got to tackle first things first, and that is safety for our people and the citizens and all the visitors that come to Ward 2.
And would you please stand when you're answering the question so they can see you in the back?
Yes, sir. Thank you. That's a good question. One of the things that I do at Tougaloo, I was the program director for the Benny G. Thompson Delta Leadership Initiative. And when we talk about a food desert, the Delta is a food desert, especially those of you who have family and relatives there. But what we have to do is make ourselves attractive for business and let people know we are open for business, businesses that bring strong, healthy opportunities and work opportunities for our young people. There's nothing wrong with Ward 2. Nothing, absolutely nothing. We have the space in Ward 2. We need a grocery store. The reason why I had my coming out at Bank Plus is because that was the only bank in Ward 2. And a lot of people say, oh, well, we're conveniently located around this and around that. But if you have an elderly person who gets a check once a month and they depend on someone else to take them to the grocery store, take them to the pharmacy, take them to Dollar General just to get their daily necessities or their monthly necessities, it needs to be convenient for everybody. So we need to make it, number one, attractive, where we bring businesses back into Ward 2. We need to have a relationship with people where they will want to do business in Ward 2. And I'm all for Matori's answer. We do need safety. That's why I love the fact that we didn't like Capitol Police at first, but guess what? They're here. So we need to utilize Capitol Police, put them to work so they can protect us and keep us safe. So when we do go to our grocery store, we don't have to worry about anybody trying to knock us in the head coming out.
That's a good question about the grocery stores here in Ward 2, and that's been on my campaign trail about having a grocery store here. If you think about every day, we are actually losing thousands, hundreds, thousands of dollars going out of Ward 2 because we don't have a grocery store here. So let's not fool ourselves. To get involved with the investors, we've got to make Ward 2 look attractive. We got to get our city back, our Ward 2 back looking beautiful again so we can work with investors, and we got to control the crime. That's the game plan. It's the infrastructure, controlling the crime, get the youth off the street, back into the church, and then we can make the city, along with Ward 2, look attractive so we can have and work with the investors to come in and keep our dollars into Ward 2 and not Wade and Madison and Richland and Flowood. So we want to keep our dollars in Ward 2. So yes, grocery store is on my list.
All right, for the food desert. So I had a conversation with Mr. Greg Price. He used to own New Deal grocery store and also Kroger's in South Jackson at one point in time. And his advice to me was, first off, you would definitely need to get an investor. So he kind of broke it down for me. He says it's going to be about $1.5 million that it's going to take to bring a grocery store back to Jackson, or back to Ward 2, excuse me. $1 million for equipment, then another $500,000 in inventory, and that's not including the building lease and things of that nature. So first, we have to find that investor, and as Mr. Mosey said, we have to beautify the area to make it more attractive for businesses to come in. 1.5 is a lot of money. It's a gang of money, and I just don't know anybody that's going to do that right now. But I do have relationships with individuals. I talked to Mr. Price, and he's got a cooperative down in South Jackson, and they're trying to do the same thing in South Jackson, South and West Jackson. And I asked him, would he be amenable to talking about bringing something back here? So he has the experience, he has the know-how. So individuals like him, business owners like him that have that experience, I will tap into that. I don't know that sector. I'm a real estate guy. I don't know that sector. So I would definitely use some of the citizens here that have had experience in that area, tap into that, and feed that back into the city of Jackson.
I think urban revitalization is one of the most important keys in making sure that we redevelop our area within Ward 2. Also, we need to look at the transportation inequities. We have residents that are not able to go far to get groceries. So what that looks like, we have sustainability projects within the United States as well that is available in Mississippi, would help with environmental justice issues when it comes to massive flooding that has been going on in Ward 2, especially within the Woodhaven and Woodleaf area, but they will also help with the food deserts, food justice, to ensure that the residents do not go without and have access to healthier food options. And what does that look like for us? That means that I propose that we work with Healthy Food Financial Initiatives. It is a local group as well as a national group entity where they help low moderated income communities to help expand grocery stores, or they come and speak with the residents that have that experience and help us to get healthier options.
Thank you. Thank you all for those answers. And you touched on public safety. One of the candidates touched on public safety, which is my next question. And during the legislative session last year and year before last, we dealt with the issue with respect to Capitol Police and Jackson Police Department. Knowing that our police officers with JPD do not start off with $60,000 a year versus what Capitol Police starts off with. Yes, you have more individuals that would want to work for Capitol Police. And yes, you have more individuals that have left JPD, Rankin Police Departments and Madison Police Departments to come and work for Capitol Police. They've expanded the district this past session. Started July 1st, the district has expanded. So my question to each and every one of you, and we start with Catherine here, what plans would you have or propose to improve the relationship between Capitol Police, JPD, and the City of Jackson Ward 2 residents?
I think it goes into two folds. is to ensure that we have active neighborhood associations and that we create community watchers. But also us collectively, what my slogan says, collectively being the change, us coming together in Ward 2 and creating a task force of residents where it consists of your leaders within your areas, where you feel they can come to this task force with the local enforcement and state enforcement and Capitol Police, and we address the issues that are impacting the city. But I can say this, like I stated before earlier, I was the former union rep for the city employees. We have to make sure that we are increasing that manpower as well when it comes to our police force. Our police, these JPD recruits, when they come in, they have little to no incentive or no commitment once they graduate for the academy. And one thing that I am proposing is that we ask in the initial contract is that they do a 2-year commitment once they come into the city of Jackson. And if they would like to transfer before that 2-year commitment, that whatever police agency that they are transferring to compensates the city of Jackson for the time that is not served. We have to realize that our police officers cannot do it by themselves. It's going to take us collectively to stand together. They can't be fighters, they can't be protectors. We have to do it with them. And the only way we can do that is coming together collectively, having a task force, and making sure that we are community watchers and that we have active neighborhood associations in every area.
First off, I want to commend Chief Wade. He is doing an excellent job.
Lift your mic up.
He's doing an excellent job in the area. Again, as councilmen, we're not policemen. Just to kind of give you some stats about JPD, over the last year, they've increased 44 officers, and they have a 77% solvability rate. So they are going forward. So cooperating with all agencies as a councilman will be my #1 goal. Also ensuring that they have the technology and equipment to fight crime. Thank you.
Well, I actually have a problem that Capitol Police is dominating Jackson Police Department. Jackson Police Department been here ever since I've known Jackson Police Department. It's been here all my life. I think we need to get back to the negotiate table and find out why our Jackson Police Department officers are leaving and correct that. I think that is the priority that I have, is to get Jackson Police Department competitive back in the range where they don't want to go to Clinton or they don't want to go to the Capitol Police Department. I have a problem with Capitol Police Department making more than our city of Jackson Police Department. That's on my list also. So we need to get back to the table and get our Jackson Police Department in the competitive range so they can stay here and protect us.
I echo that sentiment, Mr. Mosey. But just like I was saying, we have them here, so we need to utilize them. I don't know if you all know, but Serena Wilson, she has been an advocate and she works for Capitol Police, but she's also in the community working, and she wants to build bridges so we can connect with Capitol Police. We can't stop them, they're here. So now we need to utilize them. Have them patrolling our neighborhoods. If JPD is working in another, if the beat officer gets called in one place, now they need to work together cohesively. But if JPD is called one place, Capitol Police should step in and take that role of that JPD officer. This is how we have continuous coverage and we can feel safer. So we have them. So we need to make sure that we're building bridges, right? So we can all work together cohesively, because the goal should be for everyone, our safety. That should be everyone's goal, whether it's Capitol Police or JPD.
I agree with a lot that's been said, but right now, our current budget, the new budget now, does not even fulfill the amount of resources that we need. Still, not even for a ward like Ward 2. It's not enough. we are going to have to rely on the state and federal resources in order to get our police department back on track to where it needs to be. And Chief Wade is doing a wonderful job. And I did hear about police officers signing contracts. That's good as said. That's good and well. But if another agency wants that officer, they're going to pay whatever fine, whatever they put up, $4,000, $3,000 for that officer. So that contract is gone. The thing of it is that we need to make sure that our officers have the resources, because we are, again, I keep stressing, I can't stress it enough. I have seen enough blood, sweat, and tears out there. And just recently, and it makes my heart sadden that we actually have to, us as citizens have to turn to actually be in the predicament that we are now because of the gun laws. Our police officers are fighting a battle out there that these citizens have guns that's on a Army-based level. They have a little mechanism on the back of their gun that's called a switch. That turns a semi-automatic weapon into a fully automatic weapon. That means it could shoot all day long. They have a 50-gallon drum, and they come 50 gallons and more. That is unacceptable in a city a place in which we reside. Where do you need all that firing power from? What do you need it for? But it's here. So we as the citizens are going to have to deal with it. But we're going to need more. At the police department, and Chief Wade, like I said, he's doing a tremendous job, and I commend him for that. But he doesn't have enough resources. And we don't have enough resources in the budget, not even the new budget. I've said the new budget, even for 2025. So I do have plans, and we need to implement these plans and get to business. And like I said, first things are first, that crime must be under control. We got to cut that crime. Thank you.
Okay, I think the question was how for the two departments to get along in Ward 2. And I propose that we have some kind of meeting or something where we get Capital City Police and Jackson Police Department together and do something that is fun and exciting for both sets of officers. You can't work with somebody if you don't have a relationship with them. So if we do something to initiate having a better relationship with them and invite the citizens of the ward to the event, I think everybody in the ward would benefit from them, and we will see that they're friendly, and we will see that our officers are also friendly, and give our officers raises, etc., to have them have work environment. It's hard to work when you're not motivated or when you're underpaid, and you know somebody else is paid more. So if we do more to promote unity with them, I think they'll get along better.
Thank you. So today I served on a panel discussing mental health issues and access to health care within the state of Mississippi at UMMC. And it was a diverse panel of individuals, 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats. And we all came to the conclusion that the state of Mississippi needs to do more with respect to our mental health issues. We all agreed on that. But my question to you is, and let me, before I ask the question, but there was a statement made on that panel that indicated that the city of Jackson needed to do something with its youth. So my question to you, what type of program or communication or idea that you could come up with that would help engage our youth, whether it be in activities or education? And we'll start with you, Ms. Tina Clay.
For our youth, I've been saying we need parks and recreation and education. I think the two go hand in hand. I think if we have parks and recreation for the children, it gives them something to do. If you have something to do, you don't have an idle mind. At the same time, we need to develop their academic skills and use the parks and recreation and the arts to create an environment where the kids will be able to get scholarships, etc. In terms of mental health is running rapidly. And in order to curb mental health, you're going to have resources and available and projects in the community. And that's not something that I think a local citizen can do or is trained to do. But in terms of the activities, I think we can do, offer a lot more to our kids.
Okay, in reference to the youth in a park, there's a lot that we can do with our youth. I do love our youth. I used to work with the youth at the police department. And there's a lot of programs that we can offer our youth, especially in the summertime. But then again, if we had the food depot, if we had the other businesses, then we could offer them jobs. But we need to teach our youth, and I don't know if they even learning this in school now, we need to teach them how to save their money. We need to teach them how to bank their money. And I think that is a good plan for our youth to show them how to be responsible adults. And we don't have enough to do with them, no, because we don't even have a movie theater. But we need something, like I said, we need these resources. All of these I do have plans for, but I keep reiterating, we got to teach them first, and we got to get this crime under control. Because some of our youth, they are good youth. They are good. We have some good youth here. And it's a shame that they have to go to other cities to indulge in other activities and take their money there. And like I said, I think we talked about the mental health. Mental health has been a big issue for a long time. The police department do have a response team for the mental health when we go out with them. We will call the mental health, one of the leaders. They're on call 24 hours. And they will come out and actually assist the police. And we will transport that mental person to the facilities to actually get help. But we have to be careful with that because our police officers, they're faced a lot of danger, even with the mental health. And as you know and I know, if they're not handled properly, then it can result in something else. But that's a very ticky subject, and our officers do have programs and they do go to school in order to handle the mental ill out there on the streets.
So I had the opportunity to be the director of Safe Neighborhood Youth Development under Mayor Frank Melton. He trusted me. And one of the things is I work with the youth. I utilize grants, I utilize programs. We were able to hire over 500 youth in the city of Jackson. MDOT became mentors. We had private contractors that came in and became mentors, and that's what our children are lacking, mentors. So we have grants. We have programs that are already in place. The only thing they need is exposure and exposure to our children. So one of the things that we can do is give them opportunities, give them avenues, introduce them to new things, introduce them to work programs. I tell them all the time, the odds of you being another Beyonce is 1 in a billion. But the odds of you being the best contractor, the best plumber, the best HVAC man is you against you. So we have to introduce them to things that's going to be sustainable and that will help them grow. Mental health, that's not my expertise, but I know a lot of people who do know. And that's what we would do. We would pull people that we do know in the community to come help us and show us how we can move forward as a city to help our youth and the mentally ill.
You talk about youth. What we need to do is have our youth make an example. Have them. What kind of example are we showing our youth? What kind of business mind are we setting in our youth? We got to get our youth. When we say our youth, I always say our babies also. We got to get our youth off the streets. We got to get our youth into our local church here. And my plans is to work with the ministers to get our youth off the church back into the church. We've got to get them off the streets there. We got to open up the parks, get it attractive. Once we get our youth off the street, then the crime will go down. And then we can start investing in our neighborhood, investing in Ward 2, where we can give the youth jobs and create jobs for them. We got to get our youth back to dreaming. They have lost hope. They're not dreaming anymore. We got to find how can we make our babies, our youth, dream again so we can have a better. We got to think about the future, not next week, 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. That's what we have to start thinking about is our youth is going to run the city of Jackson when we're no longer here anymore.
Okay. First off, we have to invest in partnerships, youth programs, things of that nature. Secondly, we need leadership from males. We need role models. So my plan would be to solicit those male role models. As I stated earlier, my uncles, Walter and Thomas Cheatham, poured into Grove Park. I want to bring Grove Park back. I know it's not in Ward 2, it's at the dividing line, but that's one of my goals over the next 4 to 10 years, to bring that back, give the youth, as Mr. Mosey said, something to dream about, an idea, so that they can kind of come out and be collectively successful with others. Youth now, they only want to play games, they don't have any social skills, things of that nature. So we need the parks and recreations to come back. We need to invest in that so youth have a place to come back to and develop, see what right looks like so they can be better citizens.
Recently, I've actually been working with the City of Jackson. I am the Vice President of the PTA Association of North Jackson Elementary. If you have a grandchild there or a student there, you've noticed that we have no crossing guard. So I took it upon myself to volunteer as a crossing guard because our kids need to be safe. And I love those babies. I know them by name, and I've seen things and I've heard things. But one of the most important things that I have learned is mental health. So I took it upon myself to go to a youth mental health training. Some of our children have the sense of feeling belonging. They want to belong, and nobody is talking to them. And we need to work with Jackson Public School because it's starting there. So we need to have a peer-to-peer program to get to know our kids. It needs to be not just mental health, but mentorship, and we need to bring vocational training back into the school. Give them a trade, not just always push that go to college, go to college. We need to give them a trade and make sure that we're doing greener schools and we're having safeties. We have actual extracurricular activities here in Jackson. We have CJSO that's right there beside Callaway High School. Central Jackson Soccer Association. Both of my children play. We have the Mississippi Basketball Association. Yes, it is not in Ward 2, but nobody is investing in the extracurriculars that we have. So yes, we need to meet. We need to form committees where what is wrong with our children and start bringing in those local businesses that we have and foster them so we can get children involved and make sure that they are not on the other side, but they're going down the right path.
Good job. So we'll have two more questions, and then we will close with your closing statements of why you should be voted in office as city council person for Ward 2. And I apologize, I keep looking at this stand because it's actually giving me flashbacks of being at Jackson State University, being in the band room, and looking at this podium and trying to memorize music so we can play on have it memorized by Thursday. So give a shout out to my former band director, Dow Taylor. Yeah, Taylor Made over here. All right, so All right, two things, two questions, I'm sorry, before we go to your closing statements. Community engagement is always important. It's always been important from the beginning. I hear a lot of it being in the legislature about how members of the legislature don't act or interact with the community. How would you propose to interact with the community, to stay engaged, to be able to inform them on issues that are affecting the city of Jackson and Ward 2?
One of the things that I do on a daily basis is advocate for the city of Jackson. And I think it's important that we build these relationships while we are here. So one of the things I stated before is us coming together collectively to build these committees where we're not just bringing in the local police officers, the state agencies, but we're bringing in residents and the local business to foster these relationships. We have to get to know each other. Now, I'm going to tell you I'm not a part of a clique. Definitely not. But I love my people. And my grandfather used to say, when you be good to the people will be good to you. So I say this, we have to foster each other. I have to look out, love thy neighbor as thy love thyself. So we have to work together collectively. Regardless of your culture, we need to learn them. We need to get educational seminars. We need to build a community where we are working together.
So community meetings, if I'm elected, I will definitely have monthly seminars or open forums to where citizens of Ward 2 can come and talk to me face to face. I have a phone line that's dedicated to the Ward 2 citizens, so anytime anyone wants to call, talk about a problem, and I've had a couple of calls so far, I'm there. I own a couple of houses here in Ward 2. I'm well vested, and I'm out every day. I have a 2003 Ford F1 pickup, and I'm F-150 pickup, and I'm out every day seeing what's going on. I hear the association members from Valley North telling me their problems. I go over there and I take a look. You're nose blind to a lot of this until you actually are aware of it. Someone said to me the other day, when you know better, you do better. So I'm seeing these issues, I'm hearing these issues, and I am addressing those issues once I become your next councilman. And what was the other part of your question, Chris? I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you were going to listen to the constituents.
But association meetings.
Yeah.
Yes.
You answered it. You answered
it.
I'm
sorry. I'm sorry.
The relationship we have is, you put us in this position, you work us. We work for you. It's time to go to work. I also put on my platform that I agreed and promised to answer your requests, your concerns within 48 hours. And you guys have to hold us to what we promised to do. You put us in this position, and you have the power to take us out if we don't do what we say we're going to do. And that's what we're here for. We work for Ward 2 in the city of Jackson. Work us. That's what we get paid for.
Work us. Work us. Like I said earlier, I want to be your most informative councilwoman. And I didn't get this big and pretty by not eating, okay? So one of the things that I see and one of the things I envision is us going to local restaurants in Ward 2, having monthly meetings. You come in, let me treat you to a donut and some coffee. Let me treat you to some hot wings. And we talk about the issues that you're facing. Because like Mr. Rosie said, we work for you and we want to see you. I want to see each and every one of you when we talk and have these meetings. I love family. I have a village around me, and I want you all to be a part of my village. And I want you to hold me accountable because I want to be honest. I want to serve with integrity, and I want to have transparency. I want to let you all know what we're voting on, what I didn't vote for, what I want to promote for our ward. So yes, I want us to have monthly meetings
where we patronize restaurants and businesses in Ward 2, because guess what? When we do that, we build a bigger and better and stronger Ward 2.
Okay, community engagements. Community, that's together. I like that. Okay, engagements, that means we're going to be working together. So as your city councilwoman, I don't have any problem getting out in the community. If you say, Ms. Vittori, there's somebody who have dumped this or that over here in this area, and we need to get over here and get it cleaned up, I'm going to be out there with you. I don't mind getting dirty. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I don't mind. I'm not a flashy person. I don't care about suits. I don't care about shoes. My shoes are probably about as old as I am. But I don't care about any of that. I will put on some tennis shoes and some jeans and I will be out there. I don't mind being with the community. I would rather have community meetings. Yes, it will probably be once a month. Probably would meet with your leader of your community, and we can sit down at the round table when you all bring the problems to that community leader. Then we will talk about it. We discuss whatever problems that you all have, because sometimes when we set a meeting, it's not a good time for everybody. But I know that community leader knows how to get in touch with those who are engaged in the community at meetings. So I would definitely get with that person, and when they say, well, the community wants to see you, sometimes I'm just going to pop up in the communities and say, hey, how y'all doing? How's things going out there? Because that's the kind of person I am. I'm a person that loves people, and I love helping people, and that's my job. I have been a police officer again for 29 years. My job is to serve, and I don't mind doing that. I don't mind, just like I don't mind saying yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. Yes, sir, and no, sir. I'm 61 years old, and I've been saying that ever since I was knee-high and able to speak, because I came from my parents. So community engagement, I love the community, and I would love for the community to interject some activities on Saturdays so all of us can be engaged in it, like picnics, like we used to have a long time ago. And I love the community. So I'm here fighting for you again, October 1st, Vittori.
Okay, community involvement. I would agree to meet with the homeowners associations that are active, and the communities that don't have homeowners associations, I would encourage them to get associations. Quarterly, I would like to see all of the ward meet together for some kind of function or event. One of the things I foresee for the ward is having an annual holiday celebration, either in November or December, something where we all could get together, maybe have something casual, and then the next time have something formal. I would like to see us do a picnic, like she said, or have a fun day where the kids, along with the adults in the ward, get together. I think we all need to know each other and develop relationships, and I think everything in the ward doesn't need to be in one location. I think we need to utilize all of the locations and have things where we invite outsiders into our community in the ward. Because in this ward, I've seen a lot of differences in terms of where you live and what people think. It's not just collectively Ward 2. And I would like to see us unified in Ward 2 doing something for everybody.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to take 1 second for those individuals who have written down questions to be asked. If you could raise your hand, we'll have someone to come by and pick them up if you have. Looks like I don't see anybody. Okay, too, I see you, Dr. Liddell, former band director at Jackson State University. I want to give you your props. Give them a round of applause. Yeah, I'm sorry, Provine didn't get mentioned up here. Provine didn't get mentioned up here. we're not doing that. I got you, babe. I got you. Okay, here we go. 1 minute response for these questions. Because we're going to give them one. They're simple. What are your plans to assist seniors and grandparents raising grandchildren full time, and in what way? Anybody can jump on that question.
Okay, I'll address it first. Okay, seniors, grandparents raising kids. I think we have a lot of grandparents that are actually raising kids, and we don't even realize it. And I know they have a program, and Miss Gaylor has a program, and I volunteered at that program the other day and served food. It's amazing to see the grandparents, how excited they are that are raising grandkids, but at the same time, we all know that they need some help. So I would propose something similar to a mother's morning out for grandparents, where they could drop the kids off at a community center in the community and have a program for those kids, if it's nothing but a movie, or have some type of activity and give them a snack.
I would say work with the senior citizens. Whatever they want, we need to get what they want, because they earn it, they deserve it. So work with the investors to try to build a facility and funding for the senior citizen to help with raising their grandkids.
I think that I kind of said it earlier. One of the things we need to do for our senior citizens is make sure that we have things in our ward that's going to be convenient for them. That's how we look out for them, making sure we have a bank in our ward, making sure we advocate to get a grocery store in our ward, because these are the things that they need. Those are some of the things they need.
I am a rainbow baby, and I go to say this is because my mother was told when she was younger that she would not be able to have children. So I'm an only child, and she found out at 5 months that she was pregnant. But she almost died on the table, and my grandmother took me in, and so we stayed with my grandmother until I got older. I say this, my grandmother did not have the necessary resources to take care of all of us. She had 14 children. She was the oldest of 19. So my grandmother had to work. She had to go to different places to survive. She had to clean houses. She had to do hair. She had to cut hair. She had to cook food. She had to cater. So I say this, us having the necessary resources within the ward to make sure that they have workforce programs, we have aftercare programs, and also making sure that they understand that the vouchers are not just for daycare, but they're also for nannies if the grandparents need to go to work. So I say this again, us having the necessary resources and working together.
So giving them access to, I'm sorry, go ahead, Ms. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. Well, I'm going to go back to how it was when I was growing up. It takes a village to raise a kid and children in the community. So if Miss Watson, I'm just throwing out a name, I hope it's not Miss Watson in here, but anyway. But if Miss Watson says, I need help with my grandchild or grandchildren and this, that, and the other, we as the community step in. Now, I don't need the community, I don't believe that people in our community are going to abuse Miss Watson's kids. But like if Miss Watson tells your child needs to be chastised, not spanked or sit over in the corner, but maybe writing, I love my grandparents, or just writing like 500 times, like we had to do in school a long time ago. Whatever it is that they did wrong, you write it, and you have to number it and make sure that the number is there. But like I said, it takes a village to raise a child, but instilling that in them in the long run, they're going to appreciate it, because I did when I was growing up. So, and then, like everyone else has said, being in the community, actually helping her get food and all the necessary things that she needs, school supplies. We need to do all of that anyway in the community for our kids and Miss Watson and her kids, grandkids.
Yeah, so definitely giving access to the public services that are already readily available in the area, provide programs that can assist those individuals, and also have drives, develop drives that will assist with supplies and things of that nature for that grandparent to take care of that child.
All right, the last question from the audience, 30 seconds only. What are your plans for Lake Hico? Anybody can go. 30 seconds. You're on the clock.
So I was at Lake Hico Sunday. A group of gentlemen asked me to come over there to kind of just come and just say hello to those individuals. I can utilize those individuals to keep Hico up. When you say what is your plan for Hico, can you elaborate?
Vision.
Oh, for the lake, it's
Lake Hico, the whole area for Lake Hico.
Okay. I was thinking about the park.
It's a part of it.
That's part of it. But there's no lake. There's no lake anymore.
Oh my God!
Yes,
30,
okay.
20, 25 seconds.
I'm sorry. So I'm told there is a development there. So definitely want to tap into and see exactly where I can assist to help them develop. I'm thinking they're bringing houses and things of that nature. With my real estate background, I will work with them to bring that development to fruition.
All right, thank you.
$30 seconds, okay. What was wrong with Lake Hico? Absolutely nothing. When it was a yacht club, absolutely nothing, right? We had years of fishing in Lake Hico. Nobody developed a third eye or a fourth arm, right? So why can't we have Lake Hico? Why can't we bring it back? Why can't we let a developer come in and make that a water park for our children? Why can't we? Those questions have not been asked. It's only 30 seconds.
Your mic, cut it on.
Okay, I would like to see Lake Hico reopened. It could be a nice fishing center, and we could even have fishing rodeos in the city of Jackson. There's a lot of money in toys, and you're shaking your head saying no, but there's a lot of money in toys, and a lot of men play with toys, and fishing is a toy. So therefore, there are women also, and that would produce revenue. We need to think outside the box in order to get revenue in Ward 2. Just having a regular water park is not going to create dollars like a fishing tournament would.
Hold on.
I think
Well,
want
like,
to go, Ms. Marilyn?
Yeah.
You want to go? I'll sit down.
Okay, I don't know, I haven't been doing that for some reason. Okay, for Lake Hico, we all know that some of that area over there is radioactive. So we have to make sure that that ground over there is not still radioactive. And radioactive, it goes deep. So we really have to be careful with that. So that's kind of a field that kind of touchy right there. But we...
Hold on, let her answer.
I know what they said. Well, I will keep assessing that for a couple of years just to make sure, because we don't want to be exposed and we want our children to be exposed, because they drained it quickly, and that area has been over there for a long time. That MP&L used to be the building over the electric company a long time ago. And like I said, we just have to be careful.
Right.
So
Next.
I do agree, but like I said, just be careful. Thanks.
I say this because I live right across from Lake Hico. I go to Lake Hico almost every other week with my friends. Some of them are in the back, and we play tennis. I've been playing tennis since I was 5 years old. I would like to see it revitalized. A lot of people don't understand that it's part owned by JPS and Energy. So we need to talk to our investors and see how we can get Lake Hico revitalized. I'm talking about the bathrooms. I'm talking about the playgrounds. They were so concerned about the kids doing Super Sunday there on Sundays. But did you notice when they were doing Super Sundays, that was their spot. They weren't messing with anyone else. So I say this is that we have to talk to those investors. And because I love Lake Hico, I don't know about the rest of y'all, on Sunday, I will be having a catfish fish fry for Ward 2. So I say you come to Lake Hico, you bring your lawn chairs, you listen to some blues, and bring your family and enjoy. Thank you.
It's a long 45 seconds.
Lake Hico, back in the day, it was very attractive. I say work with homeowner associates to get the attractiveness back into Ward 2. That's going to help with our investors when we go to the table with our investors. That's just going to be a little bit more attractive to get Lake Hico back up and looking attractive.
All right, thank you. Okay, in closing, let's give them a round of applause for them being here and showing the true spirit of running for public office. Now I'm going to allow them the next 2 minutes, because I gave you 2 minutes on the front end, and I gave you 2 minutes on the back end, to tell us why we should vote for you as our city council person for Ward 2.
Okay, about 2 months ago, I was having a conversation with someone who said, no one wants to be in Jackson. And I thought to myself, I love my city, I want to be in Jackson, and Jackson is home for me. What can I do to bring about a change or effect? This made me start thinking about what was going on. And within a week or so after that, the situation came up where the vacancy became for Ward 2 council person. And I said, I am a perfect fit for that position, and that is my seat, and that is what I can do for the city. So I ask you all to help me fulfill that dream and vote for me on October 1st.
Okay, a vote for Maturi would be a vote that you will not regret. I have heard the cries, I heard the issues, such as the streets, we have water issues, etc. I will fight for Ward 2. I will stand up, but as long as it takes, if they tell me, Maturi, you need to stand there for the next 48 hours in that same spot for Ward 2, I'm going to stand in that spot, with a relief to go to the restroom, of course. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to fight for Ward 2. For October the 1st, cast your vote, if you will. Vote Maturi. Thank you.
First and foremost, I want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody that came out tonight. Thank you for Anderson for having us. When I was asked to run for this seat, I didn't think twice. I have a servant's heart, and it was passed down to me from my late mother and my father. I want to serve because when I sit in that seat, I don't just serve for me, I serve for all of you. And when I say that I want to have monthly, quarterly meetings, I do. I'll be accessible. You all can have my personal phone number, and you can call me, and guess what? I'll answer. When I serve us all, and I want the best for us all. We could have been born anywhere in this world, guys, but God saw fit for us to be here. So we have a duty and a responsibility to make this city and make this ward the best it could be. But we have to do it together. I ask on October 1st that you vote Celestial Gordon Griffin as your next city councilwoman. Thank you.
Why should you vote for Brian Mosey Sr.? The city council position is a very unique position. It's a position where you have the opportunity to make a good business decision that's going to affect your grandkids and their kids. So you need someone in that position who has a strong leadership and business mind to be able to make the decision, because that is going to affect you not only for tomorrow, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the road. With 46 years of retail business, check my resume. Do your homework. This is an important decision that you have to make. Who would you want to sit in the city council seat that is able to make a good business decisions that's going to affect the generation and the generation ahead? October the 1st, vote for Brian Mosey. It's time to go to work. Let's do this together.
So growing up in Ward 2, 48 years, I've seen the unserviceable streets, down lights, the increase in crime, and the lack of economic growth. As your next city councilman, the three pillars that I will focus on is crime, infrastructure, and economic development. Simply said, if you want honesty, you want commitment, you want leadership, that's me. I was telling somebody the other day, my last job at the Pentagon, I was in rooms with decision makers, making those decisions that 48 hours later, 24 hours later, you would see on CNN. I have the experience from a macro level to bring it to the micro level here at Ward 2. So on October 1st, I'm asking for your vote for Marcus Cheatham, City Council, Ward 2. Your voice, your vision, our future. I am you. Thank you.
As residents, we thrive when our elected officials and our stakeholders thrive. And as a former union leader and an activist, I've seen firsthand how making sure that we are working together collectively and working to make sure that we have a budget balancing on our backs, that we can make a city effective. We cannot fix a city on the outside if you can't control the home on the inside. So I say on October 1st, let's collectively be the change that you want to see and vote Catherine Robinson as your next city councilwoman for Ward 2.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you all for coming out. I'm gonna take a moment of personal privilege. If you don't have a church home, please come visit Anderson. I'm for real. If you don't have a church home, come visit Anderson. And also, not only on October 1st, go out and vote, but make sure you go out and vote November 5th, because we ain't going back. Thank you for coming out tonight. Enjoy yourselves. Good night and God bless. Oh, wait, hold up. I forgot. We got to pray before we leave.
Amen. Before you leave tonight, let's show our appreciation to Representative Bell for being our moderator tonight. Come on, show your appreciation for him tonight. And for all of our candidates, let's show them appreciation tonight as well. Before you leave here, I want to offer up a word of prayer. Again, my name is Stephen Cook. I serve as a senior pastor here at Anderson United Methodist Church. And we are so glad to have hosted this town hall meeting. Receive this closing prayer. May the Lord God comfort you and strengthen you in every good thing that you do and you say. Go out and vote. Amen.
Amen. You're going to take a group picture. You want to take a group picture? Oh, no, appreciate it.